Blake Lively's allegations against Justine Baldoni have created quite a stir, revealing a deep and unsettling picture of what transpired behind the scenes. When a public figure like Lively speaks out, the weight of her words carries both emotional and social implications, and it's crucial to examine the nature of her accusations thoroughly. Here, we delve into each of her allegations, breaking them down with the care and consideration they deserve. After each claim, we'll reflect on its significance and leave you with questions that challenge our perceptions and the system that may allow such behavior. One of the most serious allegations Lively has made is that Baldoni repeatedly made mistakes during intimate scenes, intentionally forcing retakes. According to Lively, these retakes gave Baldoni extended opportunities to engage in moments of intimacy, even when it wasn't necessary for the scene. What makes this allegation especially troubling is that it suggests a deliberate attempt to exploit the power dynamics on set. As the director and lead actor, Baldoni had the authority to dictate the flow of filming, but did he abuse this power to satisfy his personal desires under the guise of professionalism? This behavior raises significant concerns about consent. While retakes are common in filmmaking, the question remains: how far should a director go in ensuring the authenticity of a scene? At what point does a retake cross the line from artistic necessity to manipulation? Could this be a case of someone in power exploiting that power to fulfill personal cravings? When does a director's professional responsibility end, and personal boundaries begin? Lively claims that during filming breaks, Baldoni would repeatedly enter rooms where she was breastfeeding her child. These are moments that are intensely personal, and according to Lively, only her husband, Ryan Reynolds, should have witnessed them. This intrusion into her private space made her feel disrespected and humiliated. But before towards details, please subscribe the channel for more scorching hot stories.
As a mother, breastfeeding is not just a physical act. It's an emotional and intimate experience. For Baldoni to disregard this and invade her privacy during such a vulnerable time speaks volumes about the disregard for her boundaries. This accusation, while disturbing, isn't just about one incident. It's a violation of basic respect for a woman's bodily autonomy and privacy. As Lively herself pointed out, it wasn't just a casual mistake. It was a deliberate and repeated action that disregarded her humanity. Shouldn't personal boundaries, especially in such vulnerable moments, be respected unconditionally, no matter who is involved? Another troubling aspect of Lively's experience on set was Baldoni's repeated questions about her weight. Lively has described these inquiries as unnecessary and, at times, embarrassing. This seemingly innocuous comment could be brushed off as an attempt at small talk, but Lively interpreted it as an effort to embarrass her, to make her self-conscious about her body. Given the pressures women already face about their appearance, these comments cross into the territory of emotional manipulation. Weight is a sensitive topic for many, especially for women in the public eye. So why, in a professional environment, would a director or hero in the film feel the need to raise such a personal issue? Could it be a veiled attempt to assert control, to make Lively feel inferior or insecure? Is it possible that these comments were not innocent but rather a deliberate means to destabilize her confidence and force a response? Shouldn't a person's body, especially a woman's, be treated with respect without unnecessary scrutiny or judgment? Perhaps one of the most emotionally damaging allegations Lively makes is that Baldoni suggested he wanted to speak to her late father. The timing of these comments, coming 3 years after her father's passing, shows a profound lack of sensitivity. For Lively, who had already suffered the devastating loss of her father, this remark wasn't just tactless, it was deeply hurtful. It feels like an attempt to emotionally manipulate her by invoking a cherished family member, one who is no longer alive to offer any guidance or support. Emotional manipulation is often subtle, but it leaves a lasting impact. By bringing up Lively's father, Baldoni was treading into deeply personal territory. His suggestion wasn't just a poorly timed comment, it was a calculated move to elicit an emotional response. What's worse is that Baldoni, as a man of experience, should have known better than to bring up a deceased loved one in such a context. How can someone justify bringing up a deceased parent in an effort to manipulate or guilt-trip someone? Shouldn't such remarks be considered as emotional abuse? Another key allegation Lively made is that Baldoni kissed her several times without her consent. While kissing scenes are a normal part of filmmaking, the key difference here is that consent is a crucial part of any interaction. Lively has clearly stated that these kisses were unwanted and unwarranted. The nature of these interactions was not professional, they were a breach of boundaries that Lively had not agreed to. The accusation points to a situation where Baldoni's physical desires overshadowed Lively's right to consent to the actions occurring on set. The concept of consent is foundational to any relationship, personal or professional. In an environment where one party holds power over the other, there's a heightened responsibility to ensure boundaries are respected. Baldoni's actions, according to Lively, indicate a serious disregard for her comfort and consent, which is central to any healthy work environment. How can we hold individuals accountable when their actions cross the line of consent? Shouldn't the principle of mutual respect be a non-negotiable in any workplace? Lively has also alleged that Baldoni has a pornography addiction, which further contributed to the uncomfortable environment on set. She claims that Baldoni attempted to share explicit content with her, which made her feel further disrespected. The way addiction plays into this story is complex, but it's clear that it adds another layer to Lively's experience of discomfort and exploitation. The intersection of addiction and professional conduct is rarely discussed but incredibly important. If Baldoni's alleged addiction to pornography is true, it raises ethical concerns about the way such an addiction could influence his interactions with colleagues. Shouldn't the entertainment industry take more responsibility for ensuring that such issues are addressed before they lead to exploitation or harm? Should there be greater support and accountability for individuals in the industry who struggle with addiction, especially when their actions may directly harm others? Blake Lively's allegations against Justine Baldoni paint a picture of an industry rife with power imbalances, disrespect, and emotional manipulation. As we reflect on her accusations, we are left to ask, how many more stories like this are being suppressed in the world of entertainment? Is Hollywood truly a place where women's rights, dignity, and boundaries are respected? Or are they still fighting to be heard, to be seen, and to be protected? After a glimpse on Blake Lively's accusations, do you believe this is an isolated case, or is this a broader issue within the entertainment industry? How do we ensure that voices like hers are not silenced? Please share your thoughts in the comments as answers against the questions raised. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and we'll see you next time in the next episode.